Yes, welcome for the presentation now of the first group. It's the group of Eugen Blume, Frau Paust and me. Yesterday we had, first of all, we started with some sort of journey into the archive footage, and a lot of questions came up in terms of how could we use this treasure box for a museum. As you might have seen, there are no films at the moment. It's hardly impossible to use any of the archive footage in the museum. So we said we have to free Beuys. We have to take him out of the cage of the presentation right now as he is presented. And a lot of ideas came up. We started with this little snowball, and it developed to an avalanche of ideas. And it's now the moment I just passed the microphone, and let's enjoy this journey into the possibilities to free Beuys out of the cage of the present representation in the museums, please.
So, hi. We're very excited to be the first one, so hope you will enjoy this. As Andreas already said, we watched a lot of videos with Beuys talking, deepened kind of our knowledge of Beuys and our knowledge of his ideas. And we're, I think, very thankful also that we could discuss those ideas with Andreas, Mr. Blume and Mrs. Paust. So thanks for that in the beginning. And yeah, we came up with a lot of problems we have with Beuys, how he is presented now. And what we came out were some approaches, some ideas, how we could cope with Beuys if we could present all these videos and, so to say, the cosmos of Beuys. Our presentation is not very pictorial, it's a very conceptual, full of ideas, and we might fill that with images of words and with our talk. So, and we hope to discuss this further on with you. But first, we want to raise our attention to the problems we found and the problems we wanted to solve. And is there anyone? What were the problems? Do you know some?
Yeah. Okay.
I think Larissa knows them.
So yes, we watched, or we were focused with some huge problems to deal with Beuys, to present Beuys, to work with Beuys. And for example, Beuys' works are presented like artifacts, closed artifacts, and the media are separated. That means that sometimes the drawings on one are here, and the little sculptures are here, and the big sculptures are there, and the films are at YouTube, and it doesn't come together. And people, visitors, could be thinking that Beuys are a few of artists and not one person. So it was important for us to. Yes, the problem we saw that Beuys' play with different roles gets lost often. And so Beuys' ideas and spirits are lost too, because we don't see the whole cosmos of Beuys, only little artifacts. Another problem is that visitor cannot relate his different languages, his different pictures, his different explanations. He cannot relate this with himself or with the contemporary world. So we don't want historical figure of Beuys. We want Beuys to be alive and actual, and so Beuys is not over.
Beuys shouldn't be over. And one approach, and this is a very big thinking here, a very conceptual thing, is the Cosmos Beuys, as we wanted to dive deeper. We could have made a web documentary or cut the films into one, but we thought this is not enough, because the films of Beuys, or where he talks, is making his work productive, but the work doesn't work without the films, and the artworks don't work. The films don't work without the artworks, so they are complementary all in all. And so we came up with our intentions for the Cosmos. Anybody wants to say something about the intentions? No? Yeah, you want to.
So what we thought was that the digital media, there's a big chance to connect all different media like drawings, films, objects, and so on in something like network, and to personalize visitors' experience in a way, connecting different medias and themes linked on personal interests, so that everybody can yes, perhaps discover Beuys in an individual way.
And we also wanted to link Beuys more to contemporary contexts. We don't have a fixed idea to do that, but it's included in our Cosmos, as you will see. And also, the thing is that I forgot something, I guess, and that was the thing. Mr. Blume pointed us to a Satellitenkanal, TV channel Beuys wanted to make, which we thought was also a very crazy idea. He wanted to send his opinions and opinions of his colleagues, of thinkers, into the world via a satellite TV channel. As we don't have Beuys here anymore to do this satellite channel, but we think he would have liked the idea of the internet and this linking of imagination, of thoughts, of images, and of his own thing. So our version of the, so to say, Satellitenkanal is now the Beuys Cosmos, and it's imagine you go into Moyland. Beuys Cosmos could be like a platform on the internet, or on your mobile phone, or on a screen in the exhibition. And imagine we stand there where we stood yesterday, or the day before, 2 days ago already, the Hasengrab. The Hasengrab was explained to us by Nina. You might have heard Nina's opinions about that, or her version, but you could also have in the Cosmos a quote by Beuys, as he said, how Nina also explained what is in there. But you could also maybe see other versions that are closely connected to the Hasengrab here in Moyland as another Hasengrab. This one is in the Lehmbachhaus in Munich, I think. And as I said, it's very conceptual here. We don't have captions as we would maybe on the Cosmos, so the name of the artwork or the year when it was done. So this is very close to the Hasengrab. What makes the Cosmos special is that we could also click into an action that is related to a Hase, hair, the dead hair, as we saw yesterday. And we could also see photos of this action, and could go on to the drawings maybe that are on the wall. And in the Cosmos also there could be sculptures, pictures of sculptures, like this Rückenstütze of a feingliedrige Mensch Hasentypus, so which is connected to this idea of the creative animal, the rabbit, the hare. So this is all primary works. We see here primary things, and also maybe documents or invitations to exhibitions, or this poster with a rabbit that leads us into a more political Beuys. Imagine he is saying something about a rabbit, about a hare, which was in this talk. The secret is that Andreas actually has transcribed like 80% of all the movies Beuys has. So to say, we have all the content what Beuys says in the films, and this is a key also to the Cosmos, I think, as text, so we could index in a way what he says in there and link it in the Cosmos. So really this takes a lot of work. you can't point that out too much, but inside of this Cosmos it might be possible to see also drawings with a rabbit because they are tagged. So this is just a short sketch through the Cosmos. And the cool thing about the Cosmos, and this is the really, really cool thing, apart from seeing a digital collection like you would have it in another museum, what makes the second layer of this Cosmos is a model called Thinking with Beuys.
Well, the second layer is most of all about the participation of the user online, who is able to comment in images, take images of himself, of other things that might be related to Beuys, or comment in a text. The user has also the possibility to curate and to make his own or her own exhibition, to create a personal narrative. The user is also able to link to different articles, to literature, to other artists he might know. And the last point, our second layer is also open to integrate educational results from within the museum space, like children's drawings, the Beuys board drawings, Beuysing, video actions. And yeah, I think the Beuys board drawing is, does he end?
Coming up right now.
Yeah, it's coming up right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wait a second. Yeah? Larissa wants to say that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I just wanted to say that in this program, pictures of Beuys or artworks of Beuys can be related with very actual problems in the world, with photos from the media, from the press, from war, or big teams, and users can relate Beuys' work how with actual problems, and that's a kind of storytelling who goes. There are Beuys. We start with Beuys, and we end in our world and in our cosmos, and that's the idea behind this.
Yes, and also you could think about an integration into a museum space again, like in a room where you have this thing. After seeing the exhibition, you could go into that cosmos again, see the artworks again, think about current events, discuss with other people who are in this room right now, and seeing also the cosmos and watching videos. This is kind of what's behind that. What we need now is open sourced Beuys. We might formulate something to send to VG Bildkunst and Eva Beuys. Like we could do a big poster. And we need a lot of time to set up the structure and implement materials. I think that stands for itself, as you just saw, just this little thing we could do in the 3 hours. Before we take everything of this together and can discuss it, we go back to the Beuys board drawings and video actions you might have stumbled upon because we thought about that as well, or Alexander thought about the Beuys board.
Yeah. Thank you. May I present you my small proposal how we could solve the problem that we have a lot of paintings in the graphic depot, and we have some problems like we can't expose them because of conservation issues, for example light sensitivity or the and most of these paintings are already digitized, so how could we enable this treasure box to the visitors? I have a pretty solution-oriented solution. In fact, it's a table equipped with different painting blocks and different materials used by Beuys himself. This table provides a contextualization to each painting, enables interactivity, invokes several perceptions like smell or the haptic of each paper he ever used, allows to share own paintings via Twitter. This is a small sketch. On the right corner you see a front view. This is just a table, and over the table is a projector and an RGB cam, also a processing unit. And the top view of this table you see on the left and right. There are pockets, there are painting blocks inside. They are all empty. And on the top left corner you see a contextualization, like a small description or the title of the painting. And over the block there are materials like coffee, tea, hare's blood, or yeah, of course, Blei. Yeah. And now I show you a small storyboard drawn by me. The visitor is standing in front of the table and grabs empty sketching block and lay it down in front of him. In this, a painting will appear on the empty block. So the visitor will see a projection of a drawing of Beuys himself. On the left corner you see the title, in this case Steg's Head, the year, and a small description of this painting. And in front of him, where the materials are standing, the used materials used in this painting are appeared and highlighted. So he can see which materials he used. And he can browse through and scroll through the completely block, and each page has another painting. So he can scroll through this empty block, and every page has a drawing of Beuys. If the visitor is willing to draw his own painting, he grabs a brush or a pencil, lays in front of him, and in this case it's triggered that the projection stops, and he can draw with the same material as Beuys had done earlier, his own painting. And if he done, he can share it by tapping on this icon on the right corner of the block, and it will display on Twitter from Meuland Schloss. Yeah, this is a small collection of moods, the material Beuys has used, and which table, and how we could highlight it, and how we could store the painting blocks. Thank you.
If I may ask a short question, could we even, right, if the visitor is bored of drawing in a moment, and then he would just press a button or like move his hand on the mood board or on the Beuys board, he would also be able to see a video of Beuys talking.
This would be possible.
So we are dreaming a bit, but maybe we'll see. And and then we can see the paintings of the visitors, maybe in the Beuys Cosmos, and we could see videos. As we said, Beuys got a bit lost, and to get Beuys back in the museum and back connected with the visitors' mood and face, the last three of our team, but not least, will also present their project. So we're open for discussion after that, I think, right? Yeah. That's one thing.